Hi there, welcome back to Pages, Picks, and Pans. Today we are going to look at The Last Picture Show. This is one of those movies that is sort of in the canon of Hollywood films that one must see, and this was my first viewing. Initially, I started watching it and I thought, what is all the fuss about? The first portion of this film was tedious to me. But the deeper you get into it, and by the end, it's clear that all of these performers deserved every bit of kudos and award that they won. Peter Bogdanovich kind of just tore out of the gate. This wasn't his first film, but it was his first big film, and it was very big. It took a lot of Oscars. It made stars out of some of these folks, and it underlined how great the other actors were that were in this. The three on the cover, Timothy Bottoms, Jeff Bridges, and Sybil Shepherd, those three were novices. Sybil Shepherd, in fact, had never acted before this movie. But they all put in fantastic performances. The three older women in the cast, Ellen Burstyn, Cloris Leachman, and Eileen Brennan, are also phenomenal in this. Cloris Leachman, in particular, just broke my heart. By the end of this film, I was pretty blown away by how intense I felt, and how attached I had become to some of the characters. It is absolutely worth watching. I'm going to give it about 4.5 stars. It's not a perfect film by any stretch. Filmed in black and white, in part specifically to evoke the nostalgia, but also from a filmmaking perspective. Bogdanovich really wanted to get a depth of field and focus, sharpness that you can't always get out of color film. So even though this was filmed in the 70s, it's set in the early 50s, and yeah, it really does, it evokes that very specific dying town feel. And it is more accurately dying town in Texas. It's a small town. It's really only there for one reason, and that is supporting a resource industry, and even that seems to be dying out. Afterwards, I decided that it would make a really interesting double feature with Hell or High Water, which came out a few years ago. Also has Jeff Bridges in. So it's a nice bookend because there's like 50 years between them or something. It's crazy. 40 years, I guess. Whatever. It's a good time span, and to have this look at the same actor in two very different roles. But he's not the happiest person in either film. Anyway, watch it along with Hell or High Water. Also very small town, southern US. Yeah, just a dying town, and dying in different decades for different reasons, but it's a very similar feel to both films. And I recommend both of them. Hell or High Water is one of my favorite films of recent years. I saw that one on the big screen, and I suspect Last Picture Show would have even more impact on a bigger screen. There are a couple of sequences in there that are very sweeping, and seeing them in a bigger space would have more impact. Yeah, so I'm picking that one, and I'll be back again soon with more of Paige's Picks and Pans. Thanks as always for tuning in, and I'd love to hear your opinions.